Well, all the families out here were so excited, waiting for the moment they could see their sailors, their loved ones, climb off the Enterprise. But there were some families that were extra anxious today because there were sailors on board who were about to see their brand new babies for the very first time. Kim gave birth to her baby boy while her husband Julio was at war.
This is it. Alexie's coming.
Finally, the ship is rounding the last corner.
This takes forever. Here's his bird. I don't want it. Just take it.
Julio is somewhere on that ship about to meet his baby boy for the very first time.
Daddy's coming.
How are you doing?
Honestly, I'm about ready to pee my pants. I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Then Kim's mother says, "Is that him?"
No. May not look like him. They look like him. Mom, don't do that.
The waiting is getting unbearable.
Oh my God, how many people are there?
But then, in that sea of sailors, she spots him.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
While Julio climbs down, Kim pushes through the crowd.
Missed you. Isn't it beautiful? Hard, I can't. He looks just like you.
Beautiful.
He looks just like you. I love you so much. I love you. I love you.
I love you.
We did good.
This feels great. I don't think I'm gonna let go for a while.
Well, the sailors are home now, but they are not on vacation. As a matter of fact, they have to report straight to duty, diaper duty. At Pier 11, Mary Kay Maloney, WAVY News 10.
Thousands have been waiting to see this. The bow of the USS Enterprise pulled into port in Norfolk. It was cruising through the waters of the Indian Ocean when it was told to turn around. After September 11th, everything changed.
Nobody knew when this day would come, when flags would line the pier, when families would wait for their first glimpse in more than 6 months of their long-gone sailors. They arrived in the dark, Norfolk that is, showing up to welcome the Enterprise home. For hours, they waited. In the cold November morning, the first glimpse of the sailors, the view from Chopper 10.
Not much longer.
Children, out of the chill and out of the nervousness, everyone wondering, was the wait really over? The months of worrying, their sons, daughters, husbands, wives, fighting a war. Just ask him what the sailors have been up to.
Fight the bad guys.
Exhausting work, obviously, and so is the wait. But then with a scream and a chant, USS! USS! The ship slips into view. Slowly, it moves into port, everyone desperately looking for their sailor. They could barely control their emotion. On the flight deck, forget about formation or formality. They were home.
I think I can get off the ship already. Yeah.
And as they march out, a serenade.
I gotta get out of here.
Time has passed, and children have changed.
You remember Daddy? That's your daddy.
Hey, Christina. Hey. You don't remember me?
She's like, she's mad. She's like, you made me wait out here all morning, Daddy.
The wait over, along with the worry.
It's good to touch him and to know that he's okay and he's safe, and it's just really good to see him, just to know that he's there.
Welcomed home as heroes.
I don't know, it's hard to explain. There's really no words to explain it.
Into the arms of their families, who with these tender hugs and with this kiss, show them that all along, even before the war, to them, they were heroes already.
Now that the sailors are back, the Navy will try to give them as much time off as they can. The Enterprise working with just about a 50% crew for at least the next month. In Norfolk, Patty Culhane, WAVY News 10.
The USS Enterprise is pulling up to the pier right now. Heather, more than ready to see her husband. He's been gone for a very long 6.5 months, but she tells me today was definitely the longest day of the deployment.
This day starts bright and early for Heather.
This is my most flattering moment.
With a quick bite to eat and her best friend Crystal by her side, she's getting ready to go meet her husband.
All right, love you.
At 7 months pregnant, it takes Heather a little bit more time to get out the door and on the road.
Bye!
Security's a little tighter at the base than normal, but it didn't take Heather long to get to the pier.
He's right there. Woo! Yay, Brad! I love you! His face is gonna be the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in a long time. Oh, which one is he? You can't see. Bradley! Where? Bradley, redhead! Oh, Brad! Brad! I love you! Yay! Oh, that's him! Where? Here, take it! I got half my stomach. Top for my tummy.
I feel it. But it's awesome to be back. You can't, I mean, this is the second time I've come home from a deployment, and the feeling of pulling day is just, it's indescribable, really. Hi.
So now Heather's gonna head home with her husband, Brad. One more surprise for him though. There's a new apartment that she's gonna have him move into today. On Pier 11, I'm Tracy Moynihan, WAVY News 10.
Well, we've been on Enterprise since Thursday, so we've seen the last couple days, the last few hours, the last few minutes of these deployments. Anybody sleep last night? No!
That may be how you fight the Taliban. But this is how you fight channel fever. This little jam session lasted till about 11 on homecoming eve, and even after the guitars were put away, the night was still young.
Last night, no sleep, getting everything ready, staging all our gear. But most of it all was just sitting there talking about our first meal, first kiss, everything. And basically, we're all ecstatic. You know, we've been going on about 26 hours of no sleep. It don't matter. It seems like we really went to bed already.
It was in the 30s and windy when the sailors took to the flight deck this morning for 2 hours of manning the rails, but every single one of them volunteered for the job and considered it an honor.
I think about how proud everyone is, how proud we are, how proud our relatives and our friends and our loved ones are of being out here and serving this beautiful country.
Big E passed Cape Henry, then the Bay Bridge Tunnel, and with every landmark, the excitement grew.
Right now, we're basically going through the straits, you know, the canals, making our way to the pier so we can get off the boat and go home. Any land, even if it's a tree or a shrub, it's America.
That is USA. We are home. My home is in Jacksonville, but this is home for me right now. We're excited.
And finally, the pier itself was in sight.
My mother, standing right there with F. Diggs on that sign right there, my name.
What is it now?
F. Diggs, Felicia Diggs.
All right, Enterprise, let's get those flags in the air.
You think that's going to help?
Oh, I don't know, man. I hope so. There's a lot of people down there, but I think Dad's got good eyes still, so we can see this one.
I'd like to say a big hello to my son, DJ. Hi, DJ. It's going to feel even better when I'm face to face. It's been a long journey, and I'm ready to go home.
Now, for a lot of these sailors, they still have traveling to do before they get to their loved ones, but even though they're not home right now, they know for sure that they're back in the USA, and that's good enough for now. On board USS Enterprise, Carrie Matson, WAVY News 10.
Regular interval, dress.
It was in the 30s and windy when the sailors took to the flight deck this morning for 2 hours of manning the rails, but every single one of them volunteered for the job and considered it an honor.
I think about how proud everyone is, how proud we are, how proud our relatives and our friends and our loved ones are of being out here and serving this beautiful country.
Big E passed Cape Henry, then the Bay Bridge Tunnel. With every landmark, the excitement grew.
Right now, we're basically going through the straits, you know, the canals, making our way to the pier so we can get off the boat and go home. Any land, even if it's a tree or a shrub, it's America.
And finally, the pier itself was in plain sight.
My mother, standing right there with F. Diggs on that sign right there, my name.
What is it now?
F. Diggs, Felicia Diggs.
All right, Enterprise, let's get those flags in the air.
And there was just as much emotion waiting for them on the pier. These folks arrived in the dark, in Norfolk that is, showing up to welcome the Enterprise home. For hours they waited. In the cold November morning, the first glimpse of the sailors, the view from Chopper 10.
Oh, not much longer.
Everyone was wondering, was the wait really over? The months of worrying their sons, daughters, husband, wives, fighting for a war. Just ask him what the sailors have been up to.
I'm afraid the bad guys.
Slowly it moves into port, everyone desperately looking for their sailor. And Julio is somewhere on that ship about to meet his baby boy for the very first time. When Julio climbs down, Kim pushes through the crowd.
Oh, thank you so much. I love you. I love you.
I love you.
Words that very soon will be on the way to Heather's husband. This is the first time he's seen her this pregnant.
But it's awesome to be back. You can't, I mean, this is the second time I've come home from a deployment, and the feeling of pulling day is just, it's indescribable, really.
There's thick steaks cooking on the grill, and the house is packed, chock full of hungry sailors fresh off the Big E. Think they're excited?
That's how excited I am, right there. If that doesn't explain how excited I am, that's 6 months worth of steak.
Reservations flooding in today. Doors open 2 hours early at a place with a strong tradition of support for our military.
It means everything to our business. The Great Steak, like you said, has always supported the military, and it's just wonderful to have these guys back with us.
Nothing beats just coming home and having a steak and a plate of fries. There's just nothing like it.
And nothing like lighting the fire under the local economy.
It's a good night tonight.
As tip jars swell and the cash rolls in, the benefits of this homecoming aren't restricted to just military families.
It's good to go out and spend money. Go out and show them. You're not going to stop us. You can't stop us. I mean, we're going to go out. We're going to eat steak, you know. They can do whatever they want to, but you're not going to stop us from coming out and eating good steak somewhere.
This is the best day of my life right here. I would have to say it's the best day of my life.
Just like most Americans, the crew of USS Enterprise watched the events of September 11th unfold on television. They were headed for the U.S.
I think we knew at that instant that we were going to turn around and go back. Because I don't think there's any doubt in anyone's mind that the part of the world that we were in was where the terrorists were being trained and equipped. So I don't think there was a surprise to anyone when the ship turned around and steamed back into the North Arabian Sea.
For many F-14 and 18 pilots in the air wing, it was their first time in combat.
Excited, nervous, and there's no other airplane in the world I'd rather be in to go into combat. America's given us a fantastic jet, and we used it well.
Once I'm flying and I'm out there tanking or going into country to do my mission, I'm not nervous anymore at that point because I'm just concentrating on what I'm supposed to be doing.
The pilots flew sorties around the clock for 15 days. The tempo was challenging, and so was the territory.
All right, let's go.
You're talking about having to fly all the way across Pakistan before you even get into the hostile territory, and then the country itself presented different problems.
The elevation, mountains, and very little lighting.
We were able to adapt pretty well to what we had to do over there, so it was definitely not what we're accustomed to necessarily, but adapted to it and did extremely well there.
Not just the pilots, but the air crew that makes sure each jet is ready when called upon.
Sometimes we have about 15 minutes or less to even get this jet back off deck to complete another mission.
But the Air Wing commander said no one ever complained.
And when you have your own country, 6,000 of your countrymen killed in the way they were killed, there's not much room for feeling sorry about yourself.
In the CAG's office, you don't have to look too far to find inspiration.
Whenever I think that maybe I'm having a tough day, I think about the people here, I think about the people, my comrades on coal, or I think about the Pentagon.
It's all well worth it to me. I mean, we're just a fan of the country. This is the whole point of me joining the United States Navy, is to do this and serve my country, and this is what it's all about to me.
On board USS Enterprise, Carrie Matson, WAVY News 10.